What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Fantasy Puck video. I'm your host, Mike, and today's video is going to be on the Week 14 preview and top waiver wire targets video. The ultimate goal of this video is to hopefully maximize your starts for this coming week and win your week against your opponent. Before we jump into this video, guys, make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and if you're not already in our Discord, make sure you head on in there. Over 800 very active fantasy hockey fanatics, and we're always in there answering your questions, talking hockey. So make sure you jump in the Discord. Link will be in the description below. We're also handing out a half-year survey, so give us the feedback on what you think we can improve on the channel, what you've liked on the channel so far. That will also be in the comment section below. Without further ado, let's jump into the Week 14 preview and top waiver wire targets video. Starting off this video, I want to look at the best upcoming schedule for this coming week. Most likely teams with at least 4 games and teams with at least 3 off nights. Not too many this week, but still we have one team that's going to maximize our starts for this coming week. So the off nights for this coming week: January 9th, 11th, 13th, and 15th, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Those are the typical off night weeks where there's just less games played, and you can hopefully stream players here to fill those empty roster spots. So there are a bunch of teams with 4 games this week. Not going to run through all of them. 4 games with at least 1 off night, so they play on one of the 9th, 11th, 13th, and 15th. Arizona, Buffalo, Carolina, Seattle, Vancouver. So those are all not bad streaming options, especially if you're in a weekly league. But for me, I want to look at these teams with at least 4 games played and 2+ off nights. So Montreal, Nashville, Winnipeg, very good schedules this coming week. And then Edmonton, not like McDavid needs any more help in fantasy right now, but Edmonton does have 4 games this week with 3 games on the off nights. So if you're looking to stream players, Edmonton is going to be the team to target. And they're obviously, Edmonton's one of the hardest teams to pick players from because they're so top heavy with McDavid and Draisaitl putting up all the points. And if you can't pick players from Edmonton, Montreal, Nashville, Winnipeg are going to be your players. Don't worry, guys. I'm going to give you recommendations from all 4 of these teams. I quickly just want to glance over to the worst schedule. Not going to take too much time up on this, but the busy nights this week: the Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 10th, 12th, and 14th of January. Couple teams with 2 games this week, so these are definitely not viable options. So if you're streaming players from these teams on previous weeks, definitely drop them and move on and add some of the guys that have 4 game schedules this week: Anaheim, Boston, Chicago, Vegas, and Washington, all with 2 game schedules. And then there are a bunch of teams with 3 games this week, all on the busy nights. These are where your good fantasy players are going to be playing as well. So just not viable streaming options, but definitely don't make roster decisions based on the 3 busy nights, as upcoming weeks going to get better. Moving on now to the forward streaming options, obviously on the off nights and the teams that I mentioned previously. I want to rank it by highest owned to lowest owned. So there is no Edmonton players on here right now, and that's just because the streaming options just weren't viable, and the higher ownership, they're all over 90% with Draisaitl, Nuge, Hyman, and McDavid. So the first player here, Blake Wheeler. This team is very healthy now. He's back. Power play 1, top 6 minutes, 51% owned. So he might be available in your 10 to 12 team leagues. But for those 8-team leagues, if you're looking for a streamer, Blake Wheeler looks great this week. 4 game schedule, very favorable schedule, especially with games against Detroit and Arizona, both on the off nights. Like Blake Wheeler this week. I like the Jets this week quite a bit. Moving on, Tanner Jeannot, right wing eligible, 33% owned, meaning he may be available in your 12-team leagues. 4 game schedule this week, 2 games on the off nights. If you're looking to stream some hits this week, very, very viable option. Something I've been struggling with in some of my leagues, the one that I drafted with the viewers on my first live stream, just don't have enough guys that hit. So I'm going to be looking at streaming Jeannot this week, especially to get my hit category a little bit better. Nino Niederreiter, left wing, 16% owned over on Yahoo, will be available maybe in those 12 to 14 team leagues. Very favorable schedule again with these Nashville Predator players. I like Nino. He is playing a 3rd-line role, but it seems like Nashville likes to roll their lines quite a bit. So you're going to get some shots, going to get some hits. Very, very high floor player. Just 16% owned, meaning he is likely to be available. Kirby Dach of the Montreal Canadiens. This guy has actually fell off quite a bit. I remember seeing some questions in the Discord, like, should I drop Raquel and pick up Dach? He's really falling off. This Canadiens team is starting to struggle. It's probably with the emergence of Connor Bedard more than ever right now. These teams are all trying to tank. But center, right wing eligible, so you're going to get 2 positions there. 14% owned. Another favorable schedule this week. Line 1, power play 1. Going to get 19+ minutes from Dach with high point upside given the opportunity on the first line and the top power play unit. Moving on, I want to cover more of the deeper league players in this segment here. So Adam Lowry of the Winnipeg Jets is the first guy, someone I've been streaming quite a bit this season. His position's actually wrong on the screen. He should be a center, but 10% owned over on Yahoo. Someone I've actually streamed quite a bit this season, especially with all the injuries to the Jets players. Very good schedule this week. Again, 4 games, 2 games on the off nights. Someone that can give you some hit upside, some shots, and potentially some points, but I'd be looking for just peripherals over with Adam Lowry. Moving on, Josh Anderson of the Montreal Canadiens, just 4% owned. You're going to get a guy in a top 6 role, power play 2. Again, similar to Lowry with good peripherals, good shot volume, good hit volume. Josh Anderson's actually toned it down a little bit this season, but again, I think the Canadiens are just intentionally tanking or just not very good. And now, my Edmonton Oilers players, the best streaming options this week because of the schedule. There isn't many good players under 20% owned, but Kailer Yamamoto looks like he is playing a first-line role. Same with Clint Costin. You never really know with Edmonton because as soon as they start losing, they just put everyone to the bench and just play the big 4 as I named previously. But very good schedule this week. The Kings, Ducks, Sharks, and Vegas. Looks like they're doing more of a California road trip here. But Monday, Wednesday, Friday, all off nights. You're going to get them for at least 3 extra games this week. Yamamoto, more of shot and point upside, not many hits there. But Klim Kostin actually has been pretty impressive since I've watched. They seem to really like him. Did have that scary injury, but he seems to be healthy and back in the lineup, playing a first-line role with McDavid and Yamamoto. So he's going to give you some hit upside. Anyone playing with McDavid obviously has point upside there. No power play for these guys. Yamamoto may be on PP2, but Edmonton, they like to just play their first power play for the entire 2 minutes. So these are my favorite streaming options for the forwards this coming week. Jumping over now to defense, there honestly weren't many good D streamers. I did my best to give you at least 4 that I thought had some upside this coming week. Neil Pionk of the Winnipeg Jets, someone that actually has had kind of a down year this year, but still over 80 hits, over 60 shots, so very good peripherals, 50% owned over on Yahoo. I like Pionk's outlook this week. I thought he'd be a little bit better this season, so I would be looking to stream him for just some hits and shots. Power play 2 minutes, top 4 minutes, so not bad there. Arbor Hijack, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, one of the hardest names in the league. Wi-Fi, 28% owned, one of the highest hit upsides in all of fantasy right now. Very good penalty minute upside as well. If you're in the leagues with penalty minutes, he's likely owned anyways, but good schedule here for the Canadiens. I like Hijack. He's higher owned than I thought he would be. Moving on, Matthias Ekholm of the Nashville Predators. Again, there weren't many D options here, so I was trying to reach. I saw McDonough, just he wasn't doing very much. But Ekholm here has some point upside, shots, blocks, hits. He'll cover all the categories for you and give you some extra starts this week. And Jeremy Lauzon, more of a 1%er in those deep leagues if you're looking to just get some hits this week. He has had some 5+ hit games, 7 hits recently, so very nice to see there. I'd be looking to stream Lauzon if you're looking to get some hits. Jeannot is available, or you can actually package the 2 and get like 14 hits in one night, which could actually help you win your category for that coming week. Finally, guys, the last segment of this video, my favorite goalie streamers for this coming week. There were a decent amount of back-to-backs, but I didn't want to give you options that were horrible and try to look at some of the better matchups. The first goalie streamer here, Antti Ranta of the Carolina Hurricanes. Now, it could be Kochikov. I'm so bad at pronouncing his name. It could be him, but Sunday, January 15th, they do have a back-to-back game, and they play against Vancouver. Very good game, home game for them. Looking to stream Ranta in that game, especially against a struggling Vancouver team who just has not been doing very well recently. Kevin Lankinen, now more of a deeper league if you're desperate for a goalie start. He has a good matchup Wednesday on a back-to-back against the Habs on the road. Habs just are intentionally tanking, honestly, and I think Lankinen is actually a very good 1B goalie. Mackenzie Blackwood, someone I actually want to be owning in fantasy at some point. He just literally can't stay healthy. I added him and then he hurt his hand in practice. Not going well there. But hopefully he can have a bounce back game here Thursday, January 13th on the road against Anaheim. This is probably the best streaming start given how good the Devils are this year. And they're going to be heavy favorites. And Blackwood's actually a very, very solid goalie. Lastly, again, if you're desperate for starts, it looks like on Tuesday, January 10th, the San Jose Sharks play on the road against Arizona. Now, I don't know who's going to start given these goalies are both not starting goalies. They're splitting 50-50. So Kakkonen or Reimer, one or the other. Join the Discord, guys. We'll be posting who starts these games, but these are my favorite goalie streamers for this coming week. Definitely important to be streaming goalies as they have very high ceiling games. If Blackwood gets a 30 save shutout against Anaheim, he's going to put up a bunch of points for you. Or if you're in a categories league, he's going to help you win those goalie categories. That'll do it for the Week 14 preview and top waiver wire targets video. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next one.